Hey there, I'm Light, and I think starting today, I've done a lot of grinding, I can actually start to get to work on my starter base. Now, obviously, I am still living out of here. I've had to expand it a little bit backwards, but I've got an enchantment table now, I've got all diamond tools, I've got this, I've got a Silk Touch Efficiency 4 pickaxe. Okay, I've got a Silk Touch Efficiency 4 pickaxe. I have a lot of copper. This is gonna be the tricky part. I need to figure out, like, how much of this turns into, like, okay. And then I can do this. I'm gonna need a lot more than that. I need something like 264, I think, something like 263, I think is how much I need. Hold on. Yep. Yeah, no, that's 104. I'm very far off. I'm gonna have to hit the caves real quick. Well, the worst possible thing could have happened. So, you saw before, I was individually crafting all of my copper into copper blocks, then into cut copper, then into cut copper stairs. Now, I was thinking to myself, wow, you know, that's kind of a rip-off, just like all stairs are. And then I remembered, hey, wait a minute, I'm pretty sure you can use copper on a stone cutter, right? So, like, let's go make this. So, for 6 copper blocks, let's look at this. So you take these, and you do, you can't, okay. Sorry, I'm fumbling with my, I'm fumbling, you know. So you take your 6 cut copper, and you get 4 cut copper stairs. Now, that is kind of a ripoff, right? Well, for 1 copper block or cut copper, you can go to the stone cutter, and for cut copper, it turns it into 1 each, okay? But for a regular copper block, it turns it into 4. Okay, so like a cut copper block, it turns it into 1. A regular copper, it turns it into 4. So for if I take a regular copper block, for 1/6 of the price, I'm getting the same amount of stairs out of it. And I've been delaying my entire building process because I needed a bunch of stairs, and I had to go hand gather thousands of copper ingots. Okay, thousands for thousands of blocks for one building. The stairs alone for the building. Really? And I could have been done. Like, with how many blocks I have. Like, think about this. I got these, and like half of these, pretty much, something around that. Maybe this. I could have just, like, with the copper blocks from like one of these, could get more than enough of what I need. Are you serious? You can see me in the previous clip. You can see me. You can see me make the copper stairs like that, and I have no clue how much I'm wasting. You can see me waste stacks of blocks. Whatever, bro. On to the time lapse. I've been walking around talking to myself for 7 minutes just to realize I wasn't recording. Okay, so basically, I've been working at this for hours already, and like, you think that this amount of material is enough, but it's not. Like, not even remotely. So I'm gonna have to, like, go and like, take some time off camera to get the materials again, and I might as well just go ahead and finish it because, like, on replay mod, like, filling in, like, all the nooks and crannies isn't gonna be good. Um, So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I'm gonna have to. The reason why I got all these fancy tools, like, silk touch and stuff, I need to get it on my axe, but was so I could go get like beehives, so I can start getting. There's smoke in the distance. That's from Stussy's base. Was so I could start getting beehives, so I could get wax, so I could wax the whole thing, so I don't go AFK overnight, and it all, like, my entire roof is just a dookie stain, you know. um, Over here, I set this farm up before the time lapse, but I've been in dire need of food, so I had to go ahead and set this up. I've been in dire need of food, so I decided to go ahead and, in my city planning, since I needed more buildings for this area, make like a cool, like, greenhouse dome thing. And this farm is gonna stay here. I'm just gonna add more and build around it, you know. Um, but yeah, this should, like, I was gonna do all the detailing, like all the, like, adding all the different brick types and like tough types in between. I was gonna do that off camera anyways, in all honesty. But like, since I'm out of materials, almost out of materials, like, I don't have that much tough. I can only fill in so much. I'm running low on copper, etc., etc. Like, I'm gonna have to do a lot of it off camera plus replay mod. I said this, but replay mod is just not gonna look good. It's gonna look horrendous. It'd be a waste of my time. But yeah, I'm happy with this. It's very bland right now, and even in the test world, it's very bland. But once this is detailed, and once I can add more stuff around it in a similar style, it's gonna look very, very cool, I hope. I'm gonna fill. Hold on. I'm gonna fill this in. I don't have much of an interior in mind. I'm not a very big, like, interior person. Like, on the insides of my bases, it's always like function over form for me. Just because, like, like, what what good does it do me to try and spend more materials decorating this? Like, it looks nice. Don't get me wrong. It looks nice to have a good interior for something. But like, with a building this big that is purely meant to, like, be functional, I just don't think it's worth it. I need to do this. Something I've been trying to, like, practice more is have my buildings be good from an aggressive angle. Like, whenever I was in creative, looking at it from, like, the front high up, or from the front, like, overall, isn't that good when flying. But like, I'm trying to make buildings that look good from, like, this angle now. Like, look at the bite it has from, like, this going up, this coming out. Um, and then, like, this angle is supposed to look, like, really, really good. It is just lacking. It is lacking something over here. So somebody, Poiro, could give me tips, like, if I had to change it. Like, I was thinking about making it come out a bit more. Like, I'd take the logs and, like, shift it down, give it a bit more bite, maybe. Um, just, like, have it be less flat on the front, maybe. I do like, I wanted more detailing, so obviously, like, different block types in between, but stuff like this, I need to start doing more. Like, this matches pretty well with the color palette, and it's where the supports are. I like how parts of it go in and out. I'm literally just complimenting my own building here. But like, I'm trying to, like, bring attention to something that you won't see from far away, because like, when you are from far away, like, especially once I add in, like, the different types and, like, the gradient coming up, like, you're really not going to see all the small details, especially when, like, most people on the server play with shaders. I play with shaders, not when I'm recording, but I play with shaders. Well, half the time I play with shaders. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, even whenever I'm not recording. But still, like, you're not really gonna see all the details. The back doesn't have much detailing to it, but that's because I plan to add a second building over here, and there's just gonna be like an alleyway in between, so like there doesn't need to be much of a back to it, especially whenever it's supposed to be seen from the front. Nobody lives back here anyways. I live as south as you're allowed to live, pretty much. But with that, I'm very glad of the progress I've made this episode, especially between like, you know, all the off-camera stuff. I know I've done most of my resource gathering off-camera, but like that's just not interesting to see. I'd rather my video be filled with me actually building the base than me going and mining a bunch of copper, you know? Like, granted, I'm about to cut out a lot of me building the base off-camera, but at the same time, like, you get, like, this is pretty much the entire base. Like, it's just, like, filling in some walls. Like, you get the general idea. But yeah, thank you for watching. I've got big plans for episode 3. That's whenever I'm going to start, you know, working on, you know, this will be done. I'm going to start working on some of the other stuff here. Since I have a lot of equipment, I can start doing them. I can start doing more. So look forward to that. I can start doing more things. But I've been Light. I'm still Light. And